We're all just trying to bring a little bit of order to the chaos in our own heads, right? Well, what if there was a tool that's actually designed specifically for that? Today, we are going to dive into a really powerful technique called mind mapping.
Oh yeah, you know that feeling. You've got a dozen great ideas, a to-do list a mile long, and all those meeting notes just swirling around in your brain, all competing for your attention. It can feel totally impossible to just grab onto a single clear thought. Well, this state of mental clutter, it actually has a name. It's the overwhelmed brain, and it's a huge, and believe me, very common, roadblock to both our productivity and our creativity. So let's kind of break down why that happens.
When everything feels urgent, when everything feels important, our brain can just freeze up. We feel stuck, unable to move forward on any one thing because we're trying to process absolutely everything all at once. But what if there was a way to untangle all of it?
This is where that brilliant technique comes into play. Let's take a look at how we can create a literal map for your thoughts, a visual guide that can bring some real clarity out of all that complexity.
So what in the world is a mind map? Well, at its core, it's just a diagram that visually organizes information. But, and here's the crucial difference, it's not linear like a traditional list, it's radiant. It spreads out from a central point, which actually mimics how our brains naturally jump between connected ideas. It works with your brain, not against it.
And hey, don't be intimidated by the idea. A mind map can be as simple as a doodle on a napkin. You just start with one main idea right in the center, and then you let other thoughts and concepts just branch out from there. It's designed to be intuitive, fast, and honestly, kind of fun.
Okay, so every mind map is built from just a few core components. You start with that central idea, boom, right in the middle. From there, you've got these branching lines that connect out to your key thoughts. And to make it really powerful, you add colors, symbols, and even simple little images. These visual cues are absolutely essential. They help your brain process and remember the information so much more effectively than just words on a page. So, we know what a mind map is, and we know what its pieces are. But why is it such a game changer? Let's dig into the real power that's hiding behind this technique. The applications here are huge. Mind mapping is fantastic for brainstorming because it lets you capture ideas without worrying about structure at all. It's also a way more dynamic way to take notes than just writing line after line. And the result? You get a proven boost to your creativity and a much easier time recalling that information later on. So let's talk about memory for a second. The combo of keywords, colors, and images on a single map, it creates these really strong visual triggers. Your brain can recall the picture of the map and all the information tied to it way more easily than it can a boring page full of text. And what about creativity? Well, that non-linear structure, it frees you from thinking in a rigid top-to-bottom way. And this is what allows your brain to make new, totally unexpected connections between different branches. And that, right there, is the heart of creative thinking.
For anyone out there who plans projects, this is a total lifesaver. A mind map lets you see the entire scope of a project on a single page. The main goals, the key steps, the resources you need, all of it. It gives you that absolutely crucial bird's-eye view.
So ultimately, mind mapping isn't just one single skill. It's a tool that makes a whole bunch of your other skills even better. By using it, you can seriously become a better learner, a more organized presenter, and a much more effective problem solver.
Okay, so theory is great and all, but the best way to really get this is to see it in action. So let's look at a few real-world examples to see just how incredibly versatile mind mapping can be. You can start with something really simple, like planning out your week. In this case, the week itself is the central idea. Then each day becomes a main branch, and your specific tasks or appointments, those are the little sub-branches. It's a simple, clear, and super effective way to see your whole week at a glance.
Now let's zoom out to the bigger picture. You can actually map your entire career development. Here, you could have branches for your skills, your interests, your strengths and weaknesses, and of course, your future goals. It's like creating your own personal strategic plan all on one page.
It's also a classic tool in the business world. This is what's called a SWOT analysis. That's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, all laid out as a mind map. It's a perfect way to quickly analyze an idea from all the important angles.
Now this might be one of its most powerful uses, taking any complex subject and just breaking it down into manageable little chunks. Here, with the topic of fruit, you can see categories for color, taste, and appearance. This makes it an amazing study tool for students, or really anyone who's trying to learn something new.
So are you feeling inspired?
The best way to really understand the power of mind mapping is to just try it yourself. So let's get you ready to start your very first map right now.
Getting started is so simple. First, just grab a pen and paper and put your main topic right there in the center. Second, draw some thick branches radiating out for your main ideas. Third, add thinner sub-branches from those for all the finer details. And finally, this is the fun part, use single keywords, lots of color, and little doodles to really bring the whole thing to life.
Ultimately, it all comes back to this one core idea. You're not just taking notes here. You are literally creating a picture of your own thought process. You're making your thinking visible, and when you do that, you make it clearer and way more powerful. So, I'm going to leave you with a question. Whether it's something small, like planning your day, or something huge, like starting a new project or learning a new skill, what tangled problem will you solve first?